By 1945, the Pacific War had become a fight for every inch of ground. The battlefield was chaos, smoke, confusion, constant fire. Orders were breaking down. Retreat was no longer possible. But on one remote island battlefield, a 20-year-old soldier chose neither fear nor safety. With no witnesses, with no way out, surrounded by overwhelming force, David M. Gonzales made a decision that would cost him everything. By spring 1945, the war in the Pacific had turned brutal, with the island-hopping campaign pushing American forces closer to Japan. What awaited them was not victory, but a grinding fight where survival itself was never guaranteed. A young Mexican-American from Los Angeles, David Michael Gonzales, worked in machine shops before joining the military at just 20. As the world went to war, David enlisted in the United States Army in San Pedro, answering the call of his generation. The reality of war was clear. The fighting had taken a heavy toll. Gonzales was assigned to Company A, the 127th Infantry Regiment. Part of the 32nd Infantry Division, the Red Arrow, they were fighting through mountainous terrain in April. The landscape there was unforgiving. Steep ridges, dense jungle, and narrow trails that twisted through the mountains. The Japanese defenders had transformed the region into a true fortress. Bunkers were hidden among the rocks, and machine gun positions covered the ridges. They had burrowed deep into the mountains, creating a labyrinth of caves and tunnels that seemed to stretch endlessly beneath the surface. From these hidden positions, they could strike with devastating effectiveness, then vanish back into the earth before American forces could respond. The Villa Verde Trail was among the most dangerous routes of the campaign. It twisted deep into the heart of hostile terrain. A narrow passage where every step forward was contested, and the Japanese defenders expected the Americans to move through it. They had prepared for every move, with machine gun nests covering all approaches and snipers concealed in the rocks above. The very ground itself seemed hostile, ready to explode at any moment with mines or booby traps, and the soldiers had been pinned down for what felt like hours. Every time they tried to move forward, enemy bullets snapped past with that distinctive crack, a constant reminder of the danger all around them. Every step had to be measured, and they took cover wherever they could, using any available shelter to protect themselves. Behind rocks, in shallow depressions, in hastily dug foxholes that offered scant protection from the withering fire. Meanwhile, high above, American bombers circled to support the ground troops, using a tactic called skip bombing, developed by the Army Air Corps. Designed specifically to deal with the Japanese tunnel complexes. The bombs were fused for delayed detonation, allowing them to penetrate deep into the ground before exploding. The theory was sound. The bombs would bury themselves, then detonate underground, collapsing the tunnels and sealing the defenders inside. But theory and reality often diverged in war. On April 25, 1945, a small mistake turned deadly. By accident, American bombers dropped their bombs on their own troops. 500-pound bombs struck the earth near Gonzales' company, catching everyone off guard as they exploded with overwhelming force. The ground trembled beneath them, and the air seemed to tighten, but there was still no explosion. Not yet. The bomb burrowed deep into the soil, exactly as it was designed to do. But this time, It had struck too close to the American lines. Some escaped by sheer luck, but at least 5 men from Gonzales' company, standing in their foxholes, were suddenly buried alive. They were buried under tons of rock, dirt, and debris, trapped beneath the surface, unable to move, unable to breathe properly. The bombs did not detonate, but the soldiers still tried to take cover as enemy fire continued without pause. The Japanese machine gunners had seen the bombs strike. They knew the Americans would try to rescue their comrades. They adjusted their fire, sweeping the impact site while scanning for movement, ready as the Americans approached. Gonzales started moving, crawling on his knees, inch by inch. But any movement here was pure suicide. 15 yards, about 45 feet, was not far in itself, but under that relentless hail of fire, it felt utterly impossible. His company commander had also rushed forward, another man who understood the moral calculus of war. You never left your men behind. The officer had reached the burial site first, frantically digging with his bare hands to uncover the buried soldiers. Trying to reach the trapped soldiers before they suffocated, Gonzales crawled closer to the officer, eager to help him dig them out. On his way to help him, he saw the officer jerk backward, a burst of machine gun fire ripping through him, killing him instantly. He reached the pile of rubble where his comrades lay buried. The enemy snipers and machine gunners knew exactly where he was now. He set to work as fast as he could, using his bare hands to dig, every movement urgent as he struggled to free the trapped soldiers. The earth was heavy from the bomb's impact. Rocks had to be pried loose, and the sand kept sliding back into the holes he dug. Finally, he found the first man, the soldier's face slowly breaking through the earth. His eyes were wide with shock and exhaustion. Gonzales widened the opening, cleared away more debris, and pulled him free. The rescued man crawled away toward the rear, back to safety. They knew what he was doing. They concentrated their fire on him, determined to kill him before he could save anyone else. By standing, he exposed himself completely to enemy fire. Every sniper, every machine gunner who could see him now had a clear shot. Against all odds, he did find the second man and pulled him out. The soldier barely clung to consciousness, gasping for air. He didn't stop. He pressed on through the chaos. Bullets whistling past his head, enemies firing from a distance, eager to kill him. The third man was buried deeper, and Gonzales couldn't find him. Until he finally heard something stirring beneath the soil. He could hear the man struggling for every breath. Gonzales tried to pull him out as fast as possible, pouring every ounce of strength into the rescue. Machine gun fire continued without pause. Gonzales grabbed the soldier's arm, pulled him towards safety, and then turned back again. The enemy now had a clear view, but 2 men were still buried beneath the rubble. He knew he had to get them out, though time had already run out. As he ran back to save the others, sudden fire from a Japanese sniper tore into Gonzales and struck him in the body. The impact struck him down, and he pitched forward onto the pile of earth he'd been digging. He had been mortally wounded, yet even as he fell, in his final moments, the men he had saved were being carried to safety. All the soldiers he had dug out made it out safely, each one alive, their survival a testament to his courage and determination. The remaining 2 trapped men were eventually rescued by other members of the company, inspired by Gonzales' actions. He died on the Villa Verde Trail at the age of 21, sacrificing himself to save his fellow soldiers and leaving a legacy of selflessness. Because of David Gonzales' bravery, all 5 soldiers who had been buried were pulled from the earth and survived the day. On December 8, 1945, more than 7 months after his death, President Truman posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor to David M. Gonzales. The medal was presented to his grieving parents, who had lost their son, the young man from Los Angeles machine shops, who never returned. The official citation later described his actions as a standard of courage, honoring a level of bravery that defined the very ideals of military service. On February 2, 1949, David's body finally returned home, carried by funeral train to San Fernando, California, where he was laid to rest. He was mourned by those who loved him and by the community he left behind, while 3 men far away lived on, alive because of his brave sacrifice. They went on to live their lives, raise families, and grow old, all because a young Mexican-American soldier from Pacoima had refused to let them die. Among those 3 men was William Kautz. For over 60 years, Kautz searched for the family of the man who had saved his life. He wanted them to know what their son, their father, their brother had done. And he wanted above all to say thank you. In 2007, through the persistence of a Marine named Tony Santiago and the cooperation of Congressman Howard Berman's office, that meeting finally took place. The families gathered in Powder Springs, Georgia, where stories were shared and a sense of closure was finally found. David's daughter-in-law said the family felt a quiet peace. His father had given his life to save a good man, a man who went on to live a good life. Today, David Gonzales is remembered in his hometown. Pacoima Park was renamed the David M. Gonzales Recreational Center. A local Army recruiting station bears his name, as does a probation camp in Malibu, ensuring that his sacrifice continues to be remembered by generations to come. In 2015, a freeway interchange in the San Fernando Valley was also designated as the David M. Gonzales Memorial Interchange, further cementing his legacy. These are the ways we remember, the monuments we build. But the truest tribute to David M. Gonzales was forged in those 15 yards on the Villa Verde Trail. It was built on courage, on sacrifice, and on the simple yet profound belief that no man should ever be left behind. He crawled through enemy fire, dug with his hands, and stood up when standing meant death, saving 3 lives before his own was taken. He stood up, even when standing meant death. He did it without hesitation, because someone's life was on the line. This is the story of Private First Class David M. Gonzales, a Medal of Honor hero who lived and died for his brothers in arms. Thank you for watching and spending these moments with us. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more remarkable World War II stories.